Hello, everyone. Welcome. And thank you for being here in this last session. For next time, next year, please do not put me as the latest one. So I hope all of you had the chance to take a coffee and not sleep, because this is the last, but I promise you that it would work. Well, so we are here today to talk about architecting enterprise B2B solutions with Lifer Commerce. And in this session, we will walk through with Lifer Commerce what Lifer Commerce offers from a developer and a solution architect perspective, and how to build a robust, future-ready B2B experience on top of it. But before I continue, we would like to ask you all. We would have this need, and I want to ask you, how long would you estimate that would take to deliver something like this? A customer needs that would be a multicultural, multi-language B2B platform integrated with 3 external systems, SAP, Salesforce, and PIN. This. More here. See? See? Okay. This is the hair. Okay. 90,000 products with daily updates, tailored product search with highlight, different products scale at account level, something like max quantity, min quantity, 1,700 different price lists for products with real-time pricing, availability, and order flow. And everything is still with account-based and permissions. Here we have a few options: 3 to 4 months, 6 to 12 months, 12 to 18, or more than 18. But I do not want you to answer me now. Just think about it, because we will walk through some features that I will show you, and in the end, you can answer me, and I will show you the right answer. Okay? So we are going to start with a summary of the basic key commerce points, especially for those of you who haven't had work with commerce, B2B or B2C. And also for those of you who know, this is a great refresher, and also will be some new features that you might not know. That is super nice that our commerce team has been working this latest year. So we can start with organization hierarchy. In order to streamline process, usually we have nowadays a source of truth in B2B or B2C. These information spreads between ERP, as I mentioned. We have some account managements, like sometimes the Salesforce, and also PIN. So in order to avoid this multiple source of truth, we have also a way in a lot of use cases where the customers have Lifer as source of truth. And also because in the ERP, sometimes, or Salesforce, not all of your account management has the access. We think in being inside Lifer, we offer them a great vision of the account hierarchy where they will be able to manage. And also, we could have these integrations to trigger when any change happens here. Here is a quick example how we could use the organization hierarchy. Thinking on the management type, as I mentioned, in this case, we could have, suppose, the organization of Europe. And inside Europe, we have the different countries of Europe. So you could give the permissions to the account management, be able to be managing these accounts that he belongs to. When we are talking about the organizations, as I mentioned, inside we have the accounts. And here is a simple representation that I wanted to show how it works with accounts. So we have an account group inside commerce that usually inside will be multiple accounts. And inside the accounts, we can have multiple users with the same or different roles. The account groups is super useful when we are talking about the management, about visibility and eligibility inside the portal. And now I will pass over to Juan Pablo to talk regarding some points, starting with catalog and channel.
Thank you, Rose.
Yeah.
All right. So, although it might be obvious, we all know how important it is to use the correct terminology. So let me give you a quick overview so we are all on the same page. Typically, to sell in a commerce solutions, there are two concepts that are needed. The goods that we want to sell, typically the products, and the place where we want to sell them, typically the storefront. So here is where the two concepts come into the picture. Catalog is simply a way to group products, and channel represents the place you want to sell them. So let's take a look at configuring channels and catalogs. Because companies operate with diverse requirements, such as different prices, shipping methods, multi-shipping, adopting a multi-channel strategy is highly recommended when modeling global commerce solutions, as it provides great flexibility. This means, for example, that a product A to be sold in the UK and Spanish region can be, the difference, yeah. This means, for example, a company has a product A to be sold in the UK and the Spanish region. And these, the differences between currencies and shipping methods and multi-shipping can be addressed or managed easily using multiple channels. This applies to catalog as well, where you can set up your base language, your base currency. And as of 2024 Q1 release, suppliers can now manage their own catalog and channel. In B2B commerce, pricing plays a crucial role in managing customer relationships and tailoring offers to meet different buyer needs and agreements. As you can imagine, modeling prices is rarely simple. So every business has its own requirements. Some may need to create promotional prices, some others need to offer discounts, adjust pricing based on the purchased quantity, or even set different prices depending on who the buyer is. Live commerce offers all of these use cases through the use of price lists, tier pricing, promotions, and discounts. Price lists are one of the main entities when setting SKU prices. There has to be one base price list per catalog, and you can create your own and use price modifiers or override the SKU price directly. With eligibility, you can guarantee who sees what price and who does not by choosing which account, which order type, which channel should apply. Tier pricing in live commerce allows businesses to offer price reductions depending on the quantity purchased. Similar to this, we have promotions in live to offer promotional prices, which is a good use case if you want to highlight typically the promotional price in the catalog page. Moving on. Go back. We still need to talk about the discounts. So discounts are price reductions that are applied to the account when the account qualifies for the discount. So this, as the scope of the discount, this can be applied to shipping, to the subtotal, among others.
Next.
But even with all the cases seen so far, there might be use cases not covered yet. So what about the user that needs an order to be processed urgently? Or what about the user that wants to use his preferred currency. So this is when order type and currency selector fragment come into the picture. Using different order types not only enables you to set up different price lists by using specific price list, it enables you to trigger custom logic in the workflow. When it comes to ordering products, departments, accounts, or even channels usually have different rules or restrictions. Commerce now offers product configurations. This feature enables the user to override the default configurations to product in one single place. So for example, in order to avoid duplicating products as we did in the past, you can now set up a 10 as minimum order quantity for account A, while account B have minimum of 20, and so on. Everything from product configurations. Until here, we've talked about the admin backend side. However, you might be asking how the storefront will be shown and how to leverage the power to sell the product itself. And to help us to do so, we've got the search blueprints and display page templates. Now, in a low-code approach, you can configure your storefront much faster. Let's take a look at how we can tailor search experiences to highlight what matters most, not only for web contents, but also for products. So let's see, using blueprints. So let's see. Let's suppose you want to highlight at the top of the page products that are part of a campaign showing like all the new products. Now, this is possible within 2 minutes configuration using search blueprint. Because most of the time, the out-of-the-box product detail page doesn't fully meet business requirements, display page templates come to the rescue. In early versions of commerce, product details were managed through widget pages, and it made it hard to customize the experience. Now, you can show the information in a flexible way. And here's the cherry on the top. For years, we've heard that customers prefer a single-step checkout experience instead of having multiple steps. Now, that's finally possible, even better. It can be fully customized without using OSGI nor GSP. You can create your own fragments and even remove the out-of-the-box ones. The new quick checkout feature is built with micro fragment components, allowing you to reuse the out-of-the-box fragments or replace them with your own. This is especially useful when it comes to real-time ERP integrations, where you can control and you can ensure the order is submitted once you get a 200 status code from your ERP. By creating a custom submit button, you can easily control the integration workflow without having to rebuild the entire checkout process. And now, back to Rose.
Okay, so as you have been hearing about Juanpa, when we are talking about building a B2B solution, it's not that simple, because we have the amount of rules we have, different agreements between the accounts with the suppliers, it's huge. So with that, also we have the integrations. Usually the data is not born inside commerce. Usually this data is already in an ERP or a PIN also. And for those, we have also sometimes even the accounts coming from Salesforce, as you can see here. Here I have just built this diagram, high level. This diagram is based on a real use case. So as you can see, we have here the accounts and the user being imported to Lifer using the out-of-the-box headless API. We have the SAP importing where it's exported the data to us, and we are reading in a microservice client extension, applying the business logic, building the structure, and importing the products, price list, and accounts groups with the batch APIs. All of these call after the out-of-the-box headless API, and the product is imported. We have also, in this use case, some object actions triggering to the microservice client extension just to apply some business logic based on any data update. For the front end, some CSS, JS, and custom elements, simple ones, also some custom small micro front ends. And to the real-time integration, as we have here also even Marcel talking regarding the security, we have a bridging proxy API as client extension. That way we do not expose the SAP client to the client side, and we are calling this SAP in a real time. That means usually, and this is something true that I see in some partners when we are advising them, they want to rebuild the whole checkout process because they say, no, but everything is going to my ERP, my SAP. So I can't use Lifer. It doesn't make sense use Lifer. I said, yes, it makes. Because you can still use and take advantage of everything. In this case, we build this proxy calling the SAP for real time coming back. And the quick checkout that Juanpa just showed. So it's just small tweaks, micro fragments, we have it there. That was guaranteeing to us that if the availability of the product was different of the ones that we have, or even the price is updated at real time. And we just create this order in the commerce when SAP returns a 200 code. So with that, we are not recreating everything. And after, when the user needs to use that data is in Lifer, so you can take advantage of the data like the order history and placed order. If you do not do that, you would need to rebuild everything and also, again, more client extensions or custom elements to be calling SAP for that order history. So think about that. In this case, just with a simple real-time integration, we keep the data is still in Lifer, and the data is also in the ERP. Well, but as we finish a little regarding the integration, let's move on the storefront. I think whose of you have been using commerce in the past? They know in the past we had Minion and the Speedwell commerce accelerator. Now we have the Commerce Classic that you can use with the Minion.4. The Commerce Classic is something new that the guys Commerce team has been building, which is amazing because we are going through custom fragments, which is much easier for us than be rebuilding everything with the JSP customizations. When we talk about the Commerce Classic, we have this new under beta feature flag that you can enable to test it. And when you enable, you will have the quick checkout that Juanpa has been mentioning here. So that multi-step checkout that we have, we still have it for the checkout. But if you do not want to use, you can go with the quick checkout in the Commerce Classic initializer. When you enable the Commerce Classic, you have already available for you the multi-shipping. In a B2B world, it's super common that someone buy to be delivering multiple places or countries. So this is something really useful nowadays that we have. One order with different shippings. To take advantage of and help us in the front-end customization and style, we have the Minion 4, which is available in the marketplace for for you. You just need to download and you can deploy as a global CSS. It's a good accelerator for the CSS. Now, one of my favorite out-of-the-box feature, and I think all of you has been hearing a lot regarding, is the datasets. The datasets with commerce, it's a big win for us. Because in the past, to customize the tables for placed order, pending order, we had to use at least 3 Java classes and 1 JSP. It was a nightmare. During migration, we had to redo all and look at all. And nowadays, with dataset, we can use the headless out-of-the-box APIs, or you can even using the system that Danny has been mentioning, the system datasets. That means you will be able to override the system datasets that Commerce offer you already. Here's one example that we have been using for placed and pending order, as I have been mentioning. And also a good point that Danny already mentioned in his talk here is regarding the customizations. So when you find something that is not available, suppose in the dataset, sometimes we want to show like a custom currency symbol in the amount. So you just need to deploy and create a simple dataset cell render client extension, and you'll be able to customize the way how you want to show. The same serves if you want to just highlight a flag or something like that. And for filters, if you find something that the dataset is not delivering for you, the fancy filter, or you want to create just something in the filter that the APIs offers you, and out of the box you cannot do it, you can use it also. So going back to our initial questions, this comes from a real use case when I asked it for you regarding that almost 9,000 products with complex price lists. I would like to tell you that this question is based on a real use case that we made. We built this project for Sony, and which has been live since August in a SaaS. Here is the commerce project that I have been showing for you. So just a disclaimer, all the price, products, and descriptions are not the real ones for obvious reasons. But yes, here we have been showing you, we have been building their B2B commerce. They have almost 9,000 products. They wanted to use the most out-of-the-box feature possible, and we made it. When Juan mentioned to you the blueprints, how to highlight, as here you can see, it's a way. You do not need to customize anymore. It was 2 minutes of configuration. In fact, it was out of the scope of the project, but I gave to them. I could. It was only 2 minutes. I made in the meeting with them. Okay. Here is the quick checkout. As you can see, all of these integrations is going through the SAP and coming back to us in the moment they are trying to create their product. We have also the order history using the data sets, as I mentioned to you, for placed and pending order with filters. That button, as you can see there, this is not a commerce. This is a custom fragment that we create to them and just put in the page because it's simple. They just wanted to export the data from their as XML files. So all of this was possible to do thanks to all the new features we have been building. And we will talk about all the features we used here. So apart from the key points that Juan mentioned for commerce, I want to highlight, because we didn't use only commerce features. We used a lot of features that we have all the Live 13 here building. Something, for example, for the sites, we used style books, master page template, display page template, and page. For fragments, we have been using a lot of commerce fragments out of the box, some basic components also. The widgets we have for the functionality categories, face, search bar, and also we have the SSO for this portal. When we talk regarding commerce, here are the features out of the box we are using. As you can see, it's a lot. For this reason, we could build that in a SaaS, because we have a lot of features out of the box. So we could take advantage of it. So for product catalog, channels that Juan mentioned, we have search results, filter by category, mini cart, wish list, product details, and product comparison. For the order management, price list, they have 1,700 price lists. This is crazy. The number of variations and rules they had in their B2B, it was really complex. Order details, the checkout, the order workflow, order history, product configuration, all of these out of the box. The product configuration is the ones that Juanpa has been explaining, but it's something really nice because you can have all the rules like min quantity, max quantity of product, and configured based on account. So you can have multiple configuration that will rely at that configuration you created and you choose the account to see instead of the maximum quantity to the product base. So this is one of the new features we have added, in fact. Also for the access and action control, we have the notifications, which is the notification templates. If you do not use it yet, it's good. Regular roles and account roles. And also, just remember, all of these multi-language, multi-currency, multi-country. So it's really crazy to think about building that without all these out-of-the-box features. Here are just some small configurations, which give us a simple and fast way to achieve the configurations that I mentioned. The template with object actions, regular roles, just a creation of some custom roles based on their business needs. Custom account roles for the accounts, also based on their business needs, but all of these are basically configuration at the portal even. It's not something even deployed. When we talk about configuration extensions, for the search, as we mentioned, we have the search results with a widget display template and the blueprint, the 2 minutes of blueprint. The filter by categories, because they wanted to see the tree of the category. So as we still do not have that out of the box, we asked it to Tibor. Where is Tibor? Tibor is not here. We will have one day, just we had to do this small change for the tree of the categories. The product details using display page template, and also the widget display page template in the products. For the product comparison, we have also applied some changes, but this is just a matter because Sony wanted us to do a real time integration here also to show some features with their pin. When we go to some more configurations for the order management, so we have order display page templates nowadays. We didn't before. We have some new commerce fragments, they are really small components that you can just eliminate from the page if you don't need it and if you don't want to use it. Checkout process, the quick checkout with some custom fragments. The custom fragments we are using here is for that real-time integration I mentioned you, and some functionality like a button just to download the order in an XML file. And that download has something special that just triggered to get some data and we mount, just getting through the headless API. The order workflow using the commerce headless APIs and order histories with dataset. The client extensions we used, that diagram I showed, it was one example, but here is the client extensions that we have been using in this project. More in a detail. For importing the products, price list, and some more stuffs we had, like categories, we have used the microservice client extension using the batch API. The batch API, guys, is your best friends when you need to handle such big amount of data. For the real-time order integration, I already mentioned, a microservice is a proxy bridging API, so we could have this for the security and also to treat some data as needed. For the order history, we have a simple cell render to show the currency based on the account. Because in commerce, you have, also the currency at the level of the account. So agreed on the account preference, they can see their currency. For account roles, we have some object actions during the SAP integrations, and the branding styles, JS import map, to export some JS components that we are using in the fragments, custom elements, and some functions. And also, for sure, the theme CSS with the style books. Now, do you remember your answer from the beginning? I want to know your answer from all of you. So please, raise your hand. For those of you who thinks we made this in 3-4 months, option A. Okay, we have a few.
Up to you.
Now that
you.
Now that you know, you have the time to change your mind. So, option A, we have a few. Option B, 6 to 12 months. Okay, it's a little more. 12 to 18 months. Still some. And more than 18. Okay, no, at least we are not going to pass, right? We are not taking 5 years anymore to deliver a project. I am the time that we take that. So I'll give you the answer. All of this project was made in 3 to 4 months in a SaaS. And it's on live in SaaS, so it's not amazing. It's definitely something we wanted to bring to you, to showcase how possible we can take advantage about all these features you guys are seeing here in the DevCo with our Lifer team. So it's time to Q&A. If you all have any questions, raise your hand. If you don't, we'll be here, and you can just reach out to us, and we would love to talk to you regarding any doubt you have. Okay. Any will bring you the microphone.
Is there some of the client extension you have developed in your project will be soon backported to the...
I almost cannot hear you. Yeah.
Is there some client extension developed during your project will be backported to the main life commerce product or not?
If there is...
Que si alguna de tus client extensions.
¿Puedes contestar?
No. You are the one that work on
no.
Sunny. I didn't. So.
These client extensions are from our customers, so we cannot release.
Yes, but not directly backported, but maybe a little bit, taking some inspiration
Yes, this
to
is
put back in the main product.
But the inspiration today is to show you the names at least.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll think on that.
Good presentation.
But not for... Yeah. We'll build a real use case.
I have a question. Have you thought about maybe a possibility of adding products to the cart which are not imported in Liferay? We have this use case that we always have to basically call the API for the products because we have not like thousands, but maybe even much more than thousands, hundreds of thousands. And it's just, we always have to call the API, but we still now just create a product on the adding to cart action. And do you have any solution to create orders without having products in Liferay? But still we want to have orders in Liferay and manage them through Liferay.
We have here Marco and Julia.
Who might be the...
To add this to the roadmap.
Okay. So my answer will be in a theory visit. Okay, because in theory, the catalog and the order are decoupled. So a product is not needed to exist to be added to an order. In fact, there are some use cases when typically during integration with SAP, where you send the order to SAP and then it comes back with even more products than before, because maybe in SAP are bundles of products, which does exist in the catalog. So the system is designed to work in that way, and some customer did. Now, you may face some issues because as we evolve, we tend to add more feature and more feature. So in case you tried and didn't work, like Julia is happy to help. Okay.
Here we have.
So in theory, yes, it's designed to work exactly in that way. Each module of commerce is decoupled to each one. So inventory is decoupled from orders is decoupled from catalog. That's theory, but sometimes you may struggle. So in that case, just open a ticket, because of course he's a paying customer, right? No, okay. Then pay the customer. Just kidding. But yeah, like just ping us on the community Slack in case, and we will be happy to help.
Display pages can full replace custom renderer with custom can customize everything.
Yes, you can. With the display page, you can customize everything. And even when we talk about something that's not available for you in the info template, you just call the API that will deliver you more data if needed.
Okay, I have a question. On our project, we have a requirement to have different friendly URLs and friendly URL separators and different display pages for different types of product. There is possibility to customize friendly URL, for example, /p to change with /product, but we need it to be different for different products like /battery, /machine, /something else, and also display different information on display pages. For this, I had to customize friendly URL resolvers and to provide custom objects, but it required some deep customization. Maybe there are better options in Wi-Fi for this.
It's great that Marco is here today.
Yeah. I didn't know to answer so many questions. But this is more for Julia. Julia, please stand up. I will answer the question, but in case you guys want to know more details, just like ping her after. But yes, this is something we have in the roadmap in general, not just for commerce product, but in general to have more, let's say, tuning powers in terms of friendly URL and categorization of the whole asset. So be able to decide, for example, for these categories, you know, like in the case of the CMS, if a content has this category, use this display page. So creating like a rule-based system to decide which display page has, and as well making the friendly URL dynamic. It's something that we are designing and planning in general for all asset types of library, so not just for commerce. So it's something that is going to come. Now, I don't know when, so Julia and Julia can answer that, okay?